It's Brian Walsh here from Entrepreneur.co today. I'm blessed to actually be with the great Les Brown. You know, not everyone in South Africa might know Les Brown, but you're one of the greats, the inspirational speakers that has been around for a very long time and inspired millions of people, I'm sure, all over the world.
You're very kind, Brian. You're very kind. I'm just a cornbread, humble guy, a little scrub out here in the forest of giants.
Well, I think, you know, I mean, just listening to you talk even for 5 minutes is inspirational sometimes. I was watching you do some promotional videos and it's like, wow, you know, this guy's got such wonderful energy. Les, you know, we're talking to entrepreneurs all over Africa, thousands and thousands of them from, you know, successful to not so successful. But I know you've got a lot to talk about, you know, where people end up in a state working in their business where they're actually just in survival mentality instead of really realizing their greatness and going out there and producing what they really want to do. We're in Africa. There's so many wonderful things to do entrepreneurially. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs, you know, either starting out saying, keep it true and make sure something special happens, or for those that are stuck and struggling and want to sort of get inspired again?
Well, to people that are stuck and struggling, I want to say to them, don't focus on where you are. Focus on where you're going to. Because look at where you are in your situation, and I've been there. There were times in my life when I was going through some tough times. One of the things I don't do, I don't look at bills. It takes away my power. I'm looking for ideas of how I can earn enough money so those bills will go away. So don't focus on the negatives. You've got to hold a vision of seeing yourself financially independent, hold a vision to seeing yourself achieving your goals, and you've got to continue to work to make it happen. See, at the end of the day, you've got to be willing to be unstoppable and relentless, because all of us have setbacks. All of us have moments in our lives where we begin to question ourselves. Now, there's some people that don't even know that another life is available to them. That was me. For 14 years, I didn't do this because it required a radical change. It required me dying to who I was to give birth to who I had to become. It was hard, and here's what I realized. If you do what is easy, and that is give yourself a pass. If you do what is easy, that is come up with excuses and point out your circumstances. I don't have the money, and that's what I did. I don't have a college education, and that's what I did, because I was labeled educable mentally retarded in school, failed twice. If you do what is easy, give yourself a pass. Your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. If you step up, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to feel your way to success, if you're willing to become a risk taker. You know, Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there?
So true, so true. I mean, it's unbelievable listening to you talk from all your experience. I mean, let's address that issue though, because there's so many people that get stuck. They're in a bad space, and sometimes it's just for the day, but it becomes an unproductive day. What are the kind of things that you've learned through your experience just to get yourself up? You know, when you wake up in the morning on the wrong side of bed, what do you do to sort of...
I have a ritual. First of all, I get up with prayer. I believe that meditation, getting quiet several times a day is very important, listening to the still small voice within.
Yeah.
I believe that it's very important that you surround yourself with positive relationships. I teach people to practice OQP, only quality relationships. You want to have people around you that will inspire you and that you will inspire them. The other thing that's important, you have to train your mind to serve you. Negative thoughts are like weeds. They don't die. They will come back. And if you stop working on training your mind, then your mind will control you. What you think about, you bring about. So I encourage people to write their goals down. Why? Because that engages your subconscious mind. And the other thing that's important, read 10 to 15 pages or 30 pages of something positive every day and listen to motivational messages every day. Why? Because if you don't program your mind will be programmed. That's why we're taught in my favorite book, be ye not conformed to this world. Don't live like everybody else. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's a daily process that you must engage in to change your mental blueprint.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. It's a daily process. It's not something you go to a seminar, get hyped up, read a book, and your life changes. It's something about reconditioning yourself on a continuous...
It's a process. You've got to be patient, you've got to be persistent, and you've got to be willing to have a ritual that allows you to begin to penetrate and overcome and revamp your thinking so that you can begin to expand your vision beyond your circumstances and your mental conditioning and hold the vision of where you're going.
So now, based on that particular point, what's the best Les Brown book to get that gets us going with all that information?
Live Your Dreams. The book that I did, the first book, as well as It's Not Over Till You Win, but your first book, that's always your favorite.
Yeah.
Live Your Dreams. I'm sharing with people techniques and strategies that will make a difference in their lives. But I've grown since then. I'm encouraging people to get the daily messages we have on our Facebook, brown.les, as well as listen to many of the messages we have on YouTube, because it's a process, and you see me evolving and growing, but I'm not there yet. I'm like the lady who said, Lord, I ain't what I want to be, ain't what I'm going to be, but thank God I sure ain't what I was. Be patient with yourself. Don't take a bat out and beat yourself up. Understand and know that you're going to get better, but you're going to have to go through some stuff in order to get there.
Les, we really appreciate your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I appreciate you and how you're showing up in the planet and making a difference in people's lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ron.